Valerius Magnus, a name that echoes across the lands, feared by many, respected by all. He has conquered foes, survived the harshest terrains, and yet there is a void within him. For all his strength and skill, he feels adrift, searching for a purpose that eludes him. Can true fulfillment be found in external achievements alone, or must we look deeper? In a forgotten city, Valerius hears words that stop him in his tracks, a voice not of gods or kings, but of a man, a thinker. The words of Marcus Aurelius ignite a spark in him, a call to explore not just the world around him, but the world within. Could it be that the greatest battle is not against others, but against oneself? Guided by the philosopher, Valerius Magnus begins to study the teachings of the Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. These men, warriors in their own right, teach him that true strength is not in the sword, but in the mind. The words become his new armor, the philosophy his shield. With newfound purpose, Valerius Magnus sets out once more into the vast unknown. But this time, his journey is different. He no longer seeks to conquer the world, but to conquer himself. The path is treacherous, the challenge is relentless, yet he walks with calm and confidence, guided by the wisdom of the Stoics. The trials of Valerius Magnus are many: a sandstorm that blinds, a mountain that breaks the weak, and enemies that thirst for his blood. Yet each time he draws upon the teachings of the Stoics. He faces these trials not with fear, but with acceptance, knowing that every obstacle is a lesson, every challenge an opportunity to grow. When faced with a tempest, do you let it defeat you, or do you embrace it as an opportunity to discover your inner strength? The Blackwood stands before him, a place of shadow and fear, where many have entered, but few have returned. As Valerius prepares to face his greatest trial, he does not rush in blindly. He contemplates the dangers, foresees the worst, and in doing so, robs them of their power. What is fear but the anticipation of pain? And what is pain but a fleeting moment in the span of a life? In the heart of darkness, Valerius faces not monsters, but himself. The visions of his past, the specters of failure, and the shadow of death all rise to meet him. But instead of fleeing, he stands firm, recalling the wisdom of the Stoics. In this moment of crisis, he finds clarity, realizing that the greatest battle is within, and that the only enemy is fear itself. Valerius Magnus emerges from the darkness, not with riches or spoils, but with something far greater, an inner peace that no storm can shake, no enemy can take. He has found his treasure, not in the world, but within his soul. The Valerius Magnus who returns to the world is not the same man who left. He is no longer driven by the need to prove his strength or conquer new lands. Instead, he seeks to share the treasure he has found, the wisdom of the Stoics, the peace of a mind unshaken by the tempests of life. Valerius returns to the humble philosopher who set him on this path. The journey has come full circle, but the man who stands before the philosopher is not the same. He is a testament to the power of Stoicism, a philosophy that has the power to change not just minds, but lives. In a quiet village, far from the battles and turmoil of his past, Valerius Magnus finds his new life. He becomes a beacon of wisdom, a mentor to those who seek the path of the Stoics. His life is no longer about conquest, but about growth, his own and that of others. In his twilight years, Valerius Magnus rests by the fire, surrounded by the fruits of a life lived with purpose. He has discovered that the journey within is the greatest adventure of all. The legacy he leaves is not of battles won, but of minds and hearts transformed.